Welcome to this video demonstration on completing your self-review for the results review process. Once it is time for you to complete your self-review, you will receive notification of that via email. Then when you log into eMERGE under the My Tasks widget, you will see complete self-review for fiscal year 17 results review. Click on that link and it will take you to the page you need to complete. On the top of the page you can see your name and then the form that you're filling out for the plan, as well as the progress bar. So right now you can see that we are in the self-review process, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to fill out the self-review on our goals. We'll assess the goals that we set at the beginning of the year. We will assess how we performed to the dimensions, both APP-specific dimensions as well as MCW dimensions, and then there's an overall section as well. So as I scroll down, you can see the instructions listed for the form itself and then also for the goals section in particular. The information that you'll see here shouldn't be anything different than what you entered in way at the beginning of the year when you first submitted goals, and that's going to be on the left-hand side of the page. On the right-hand side of the page, there are three sections that you will need to fill out. Number one is the actual results. So what actually was achieved? What did you do toward that goal? And so this should be specific about the things that you achieved, metrics you achieved, how you did it, all those types of things. The next box is just very simply, was the goal achieved, yes or no? And then we get into the assessment. And the assessment is on a scale of not applicable, outstanding, advanced, solid, varied, and unsatisfactory. So depending on the results you had, you'll want to enter in your assessment. And if you're wondering what each of those, how each of those are defined, you can click the link in the instructions to view examples of goal rating indicators. So you can view what it means to be solid in terms of your goal or what it means to be advanced. Once you complete that, you can add any comments that you'd like to or add any attachments that are in support of the assessment that you gave for that goal. And those are optional fields. You can leave those blank if you want. Those three that are required, though, again, it's the assessment, was the goal achieved, and what are the actual results. Once you've gone through and completed that information for each of the goals that you submitted, you will scroll down into the dimensions section. If you want to review definitions and indicators for the MCW specific dimensions, you can click on the link within the instructions and be taken to a page that will show you that. The first thing that you will actually see, though, are the APP dimensions. And these are similar to what you've seen, or the same thing that you've seen on the paper evaluation forms that you had previously filled out. So the only required field here is the My Assessment, and again, it's on that same scale as the goals of not applicable, outstanding, advanced, solid, varied, and unsatisfactory. So for each of these, you'll go through and select the appropriate assessment. And you can see the medical knowledge, patient care. These are all the different categories that these dimensions fall under. Practice-based learning and improvement. There's a couple of questions in that area. We have professionalism, interpersonal and communication skills, and then continuing to scroll down, we'll go through all of the APP dimensions, system-based practice. And then we get to the MCW dimensions, where we have 5 MCW dimensions, same scale for the assessment. So you'll select one of those, add any comments, again, to support that assessment that you've given. If there are any development activities that you would like to participate in to enhance that dimension, you certainly can enter those in by clicking on the icon next to development activities and entering in what you'd like to do. Once we get through all of the dimensions, both the APP and the MCW dimensions, then we get to the overall section. And in the overall section, you will see, first thing there is my overall assessment. And that assessment is based off of what you gave yourself for assessment in both the goals and the dimensions. It's rated 40% for goals and 60% for dimensions, so then we come up with that overall assessment. Underneath that, you can add any overall comments that you would like to in support of that assessment or just in support of the work you've done all year. And then you have the opportunity to add strengths that you have as an APA or APN, any opportunities for improvement. So you just see some examples that I typed into these boxes. Planned goals for next fiscal year, you can enter in anything that you would like to start thinking about for the next fiscal year. Now, this doesn't mean that it's automatically going to be on your Emerge for fiscal year 18. This basically is just an area where you can put down, hey, this is what I'm thinking for goals for next fiscal year. Your leader can see this. You can maybe talk about those during your face-to-face conversation. Then there are two more sections, short or long-term career goals. Enter anything in here that you want to achieve in the next few years in terms of career goals, and that can help spur on that career conversation that you should be having with your leader. And then additional support or resources needed to be successful, not just for those planned goals or maybe your short or long-term career goals, but just in your role right now. What are additional support or resources that you need to be successful, or at least as successful as you would like to be? Again, that can certainly spur on conversation for you and your leader. Once you're done with entering in the information, there's a couple of other buttons down at the bottom that I want to show you. First of all, View Journal. If you click on that, you can view any journal entries that you've made throughout the year. Perhaps you were making entries relative to your goals, or maybe even relative to dimensions, just different things that have happened, so you can look back at those. Perhaps that will influence or inform your assessments a little bit more. And the same thing with View Recognition. You can click on that and see any recognition notes that you may have achieved. And this can definitely speak to your dimensions or perhaps even your goals if you have some things in there that might influence or impact your assessment for those. The buttons on the right, you can click Save at any point. It'll save your form where it is, and then you can come back to it whenever you want to finish it, and then finally submit. When you're all done with everything that you wanted to complete, you've entered your assessment for your goals, you've entered what the actual result is and whether it was achieved, you've done all of your dimensions, you're ready to go, you did the overall, then you click Submit, and your leader will receive an email basically stating that you're ready to move on in the process. They can do the leader review. You can add any comments that you would like to right here that will go into the email that your leader receives. And when you are ready to move forward, click OK. And your leader then will receive that email, and it's now that individual's turn to go in and complete the process. You can see that it's not visible at this time, basically because there's nothing for you to see or do. The next time that you'll see it is during the sign-off, where you'll acknowledge that you and your leader had a conversation. And you'll, of course, receive a notification that it is time to go in and do that, and you'll have that task available as well. Thanks for joining this video demonstration on completing your self-review for the APP results review. If you have any questions, definitely contact the talent development team, and we hope that you'll come back and view additional video demonstrations on more parts of the Emerge process.